welcome back to Two Bad Decisions with Lauren Han.
I'm Laur,
And I'm Han.
and today we're going to be talking a little about why we chose our graphic, our podcast name, and why the movie Lady Bird is so important to each of us. But first, we kind of wanted to recap because we haven't talked to each other in a little. We wanted to catch up. So, how are you, Han?
I'm okay. I'm taking 2 online classes right now, and they're finally over this week.
Woo!
Woo! Dude, I did my midterm on a Zoom call, but it was New York time, so I was up
Awful.
at 4 a.m. this midterm. But it was actually fun, which is weird. But
Oh wait, was that the professor that would have been me if I was calmer and maybe
yes,
had
when you grow up a little bit.
me when I mature.
Matua. Anyways,
Mature.
how are you doing?
I'm good. Today I had a doctor's appointment. She told me that I'm basically anemic. she knows that I have a vitamin D deficiency and an iron deficiency, but she also wanted to test me for B12 and something else and another thing. Because she's like, it's really not normal to black out a little bit when you stand up. And I was like, I know this. I know this.
We have
But
that
I
in
also
common.
don't care to change it.
Dude, that was like my personality trait in high school, being anemic.
We always find each other, the ones with anemia.
I've heard like from another friend who's anemic who's like act like way more than me. Mine was very borderline. It's not that bad.
So
But
is mine, yeah.
yeah, but I think hers was worse than mine. And she said like it's a thing for people with anemia to like eating ice.
Oh, I don't.
Okay, well,
Oh.
debunked.
That's so crazy because my brother and sister both do, but they're normal. And the best part about this is even though she told me to get my blood tested, I walked right out. I did not go to get my blood tested. That was expensive. We're gonna find another place, but I felt so awful because she was like, "Do you want to get it done here?" And I was like, "I mean, sure, I guess." And then my mom was like, "Don't do it here. It's expensive." And I just walked out. And I feel awful because I didn't tell her that I'm not gonna and I know that she knows it's okay, but in my head she was so nice to me. She told me she liked my hair.
Aww. Dude, your hair is dope.
Thank you, I love it. It's when it's faded I kind of like it,
The first thing I said was gender reveal vibes.
I forgot you did that. By the way, for anyone listening that doesn't know what I look like right now, which may be a lot of you because I archive all my Instagram posts.
It's true.
It's mostly pink, but I did the TikTok girl look in the front where it's blue strands. And I'm entirely too old to be doing this. I am almost 19 years old. I cannot look like this. I'm going into professional work settings. And I look like this.
I think it's cool. I like it.
Sick.
Let me think. Do you have anything else that's new in your life?
Oh, I have a meeting with my NYU advisor tomorrow
Woo!
to possibly add some kind of writing or English major. I really want to see what all their options are. But I also still want to graduate in the next 3 years. I don't want to lose. I mean, I'm already losing a couple credits transferring, but I don't want to lose another year on top of that because I have to do that much more to earn, my second bachelor's. So if it's possible to do it in 3 years, including the intersessions, I will. But if it's not, I think I'll just cry. Also, tomorrow's my little sister's birthday. She's turning 13.
Oh my God. Wow.
Crazy.
Oh,
she has blue in her hair now, too.
Oh,
I do it so differently.
This is what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Your alignment based off of your hair.
I think mine was red because I'm angry. And that's it. That was it.
Mine was blue, but it turned into ugly green, which was not cute. I don't know what that means.
She swam the day after I put it in, and now it's it's faded as hell. And I'm like, that is on you. You did that to yourself. Why did you do that?
I don't know. What is she like? What do you think the blue hair says about her?
I think she's I don't know why. I don't get the same blue vibe from each of you. I get a different blue. Was yours dark or light?
Dark.
Like a dark blue or a dark like blue green?
Um, I literally I think I blocked out when I dyed my hair, but I think closer to blue green.
Okay, hers is an aqua too, and it's light, and now it's
Mm.
like silver almost because she
Oh.
swam, and I told her not to swim, but she did anyway because she doesn't listen. But I get like different blue vibes from you guys. I get you were like I don't think you were a scene kid, but that's the vibe I get.
No, I think what it was is I have black hair and the blue, like it was like a darker color, and that was me trying to be edgy without being too bold because I was scared.
Oh,
So I
gotcha.
think that's what that meant.
Mine was my mom would not let me lighten my hair. She let me start dyeing it blonde in like seventh grade. Like I'd get like highlights until
Mm.
eventually it was basically all highlights and then it was blonde. That was my way around her like not letting me fully bleach my hair, even though there was bleach in my hair. But I dyed the ends red because it was like the only thing that would stick to my dark brown hair because my hair used to be a
Mm.
lot darker.
That
And
makes sense.
yeah, I just sat with Kool-Aid. Did you do the Kool-Aid method?
No, I don't know how I think
Oh,
we just like bought the box dye, I'm pretty sure.
so sticky. The worst. I don't know why anyone did. First of all, I don't know why my parents let me do it alone. No one helped me. I just
Oh
sat
my
there
God.
with my hair in Kool-Aid and like on the like steps of our deck, and I just sat there with the bowl on one step and like my butt on the ground and my hair in the bowl, and no one did anything for me. That was
Oh,
it. That was it. I
that's
dyed my own hair.
that's so like that's still coming of age though. That's
Truly,
such a vibe.
truly. Speaking of coming of age, I'm currently sitting in my closet where like all my signs from protests and like old paintings I did. These were all before I like left, high school and left
Hmm.
for New York, and it's like all my old clothes and all my new clothes are on top. And I'm just in like a little corner and it feels very coming of age. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
she vibing.
Dude, yeah, I feel that. I'm in my bedroom too. And like in New York, my room was covered in pictures. And now
Mm-hmm.
they're all down because, I just never put them up again. And it's weird
Mm-hmm.
because now I don't really feel I would always be like I cannot live somewhere where I don't have my pictures up because I like
Mm-hmm.
need to see them and I like to feel comfortable in my space. But now like
Mm-hmm.
this, I don't know, being home is like not as much home because I won't settle into it fully. Which is so
Right.
weird. I've been here for months, like probably like 3 months, and I still won't put up my pictures, even though it is pretty long term. Because
Right, like we
for
might
some
be
reason
here
it
till
feels, yeah, it could be for like a long
January.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for some reason I'm just like not committing. It's kind of sad, to be
Yeah,
honest.
well, that's what my vibe was when I first came here. I'm like, okay, but I'll be back in the fall. And then
Hmm.
that's not really the case. And I was thinking about it. I left mid-March. Did you leave?
I left like
No,
end
I
of
left
March.
early-ish mid-March. Like
Yeah.
early, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I left
When'd you leave?
late.
Yeah.
Late. Or like
Okay.
end of middle. Like that kind
Gotcha.
of.
Like we were both in the middle, but mine was way earlier and yours was way later in the if
Mm-mm.
that makes any sense to anyone
I think
else.
it does.
But I remember like you left a week or two after me, at least 2 weeks, I
I
think.
think too, yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, mine was like I went on spring break on March 9th, which isn't really mid-March, but it's kind of close.
Yeah.
And you were in the 20s somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. I think early 20s maybe or mid.
Yeah, yeah. And we haven't neither of those are technically mid-March, but they feel like
We're
mid-March.
spending so much time on like when exactly like they don't care. They really don't. But
They really don't. But my point was that if we don't come back till January, it'll almost be a full, like late January too, because
yeah.
that's when winter semester starts. Or
Yeah, it
not
would have
winter
been
semester, spring semester, almost a full
yeah.
year.
Would have been like, "Oh my God, that's depressing."
Right. And it didn't feel that long when we knew we were coming back in the fall.
Hmm.
But now, like, summer's not even over.
Yeah, and yet I just like something about now that I have left and lived somewhere else, coming to your like childhood home is not exactly the same.
Hmm. Yeah, I put, like, all my stuff away. But, like, in my head, I was like, I'm going to have to pack this all in another 3 months. And now
Yeah,
that might not be the case. So I don't know. I feel like weird about where my space is right now.
me too.
And so I've just been overcompensating by like excessively decorating my room. I ordered 4 posters the other
Oh my
day.
God. That's so
ridiculous.
weird. We're opposite. I haven't decorated a single thing. Have not done
I,
anything.
I need it to feel like my life is exciting right now because I'm living like in my childhood home
Mm-hmm.
and my like childhood bedroom, and nothing is exciting. Like it was when I left, it was just my like very like minimalist room, and
Yeah.
like that was mostly because I was redecorating, but it was also like I was going for that vibe, and that's completely not my vibe. I'm definitely a maximalist, if that's a word. Is that a word?
I don't know, but it fits you, so.
Yeah, for sure. And like all my like cool shit was in the closet, but now it's in my room because I desperately need to make like everything feel like I have a handle on it, and I don't. But
I think for me, I'm feeling like I'm trying to put like one foot here, one foot in New York, which is like
mm-hmm.
such a weird, I don't even know. Like, part of me doesn't want to leave when it's time to go back to school. Other part of
Right,
me is like, I don't even fully feel like I'm at home here because I know that New
right.
York exists and like that I
It's
could live
a
there.
yeah, it's a weird like it's a weird situation we're in because obviously we want to be with our loved ones, like we want to be around people we've grown up with. It's like natural to want that, but
Hmm.
I don't know, like now that we know what New York feels like, I want that feeling with like all the people I love being in one place.
That's exactly how I feel. Oh my God, that sums it up, dude. If I could just drag them all over with me.
Right. I honestly, it's is it kidnapping if we like coerce them? You know, like if we lie, like if we're like, no, we definitely have space for you because we do have space,
I
but like not
tell every single one of my friends that they should visit me and I'll let them stay in my dorm for free. I
right.
always
That's
tell
what
them
I
that.
did, but
Yeah.
we saw
Oh.
we saw how that went.
Anyways.
No, but like I'm so down for people to come and like stay in my dorms
Me
and
too. I'll
or
literally
my
sleep on the
dorms
floor.
plural. Dude, I love like I think the beds are so small, but like sleepovers in there is so cute. You know what I
I
mean?
know. We would do that. That was so cute.
Yeah. We always slept like opposite, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but for some
Like
reason
my head
it
was
sounds
always on the
gross.
opposite end.
It sounds gross because it feels like your feet are in somebody's face, but it's like
Yeah.
not.
Right. And like that way for some reason it makes the bed feel so much bigger.
Oh yeah. I
I
think
don't know
because our height
why.
difference, that
That
like
might
your
be it.
like my feet are never like anywhere near your face.
Yeah, that's true. And like my knees would be oh my god.
Oh, I did want to talk about speaking of all this like coming of age stuff. Dude, I'm
Mm-hmm.
finally back on my family insurance so that I can drive the car because I wasn't on it for a while because there was like no
Yay.
point for me to drive around in the middle of a
Right, that's how I
pandemic.
was.
Yeah. So I can finally drive and dude, I the leisurely drives are so nice. It feels so
Oh,
coming
I
of age.
miss it. I
Yeah.
miss it. My I use my dad's car because there's no point, well, one of my dad's cars. There's no point in me like having a car if, you know, I'm
Yeah.
moving to a state where I don't need a car.
Dude,
And
that why are we the same? Same brain,
we
same
really
life.
are.
I don't have a
My
car
parents
either because of
pressured,
that.
right, my like mom really wanted me to buy a car at one point. And I was like, why would I waste three? Because we were gonna just get like a cheap one, like at one of the used car lots.
Hmm.
But why would I waste like $2,000 to $3,000 for a car I hate that I'm never gonna drive? I'm gonna drive like 3 months out of the year,
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
by the time I would leave college, it would probably be, you know, like awful because
Hmm.
they're very, very much used. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm my dad's car that I use. I will not drive the truck. Is I'm just scared of it. I don't have anything against trucks. They're just awful and scary, and I don't want to drive it.
Yeah, I feel
But
that.
it's like there's something wrong with the brakes right now, and I
Ooh.
just wanted to wing it and go get my matcha latte anyway. But he said no. So now I can't drive anywhere until it's fixed, and it's just
Oh.
making me really sad because I like to just blast the radio and like listen
Dude,
to awful
that's my
music.
favorite
And
thing. I like listening to the radio.
me too.
It's fun to like give my listening experience to somebody else. I don't have to worry about like what song am I gonna play next? Like what kind of vibe do I want?
Right.
And if I just
I
like
think it's so nice.
yeah, it's kind of, I mean, obviously they play crappy music, but
But
only
like in a
sometimes.
good way.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's crappy music that I will bop to, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah. There's this
Everyone else
one.
hates it.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's this one like 80s station where I live, which is my favorite.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I listen to 96.5 Cougar FM. Wait, no. Is that it? I can't
I don't
remember.
know. What?
I'm trying to remember if that's thing.
Wait.
No, that's the wrong one. Oh no, it's 93.7 that does that.
Wait, do
But
we have the same stations, or am I just being stupid right now?
wait, do we? I
Are
listen
they
to
nationwide?
93.7. No, we don't have nationwide stations.
I don't know how the radio works. How does the radio work?
Well,
How does
you
everybody?
also
What? How do people listen to Ryan Seacrest?
I don't
Like, doesn't
understand that
everybody know
either.
him?
Barely. I have a faint idea of who he is in my mind, and he's just like an uglier Ryan Gosling.
He has a line
That's
in
what
the
he looks
he
like
has,
to me.
he has a line in Shrek 4.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched it. So.
Okay, never mind. I just love the
Oh,
Shrek series. That's
I
one of
forgot
my
you did.
favorites. Yeah. Anyways,
Forget. Like
I don't.
genuinely, it's not even like oh, awful.
Anyways, should we get into the
Oh,
main
for
event?
sure. Yeah, we talked for a while, but good catch up.
Yeah,
Good catch up.
yeah, good warm up.
Yeah.
So, Lady Bird.
All right. Do you want to start like what it meant to you?
Oh, yes. It means a lot, dude.
I'm like, I have to sit back and prepare for
I
what you're
know.
about to unload.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Lady Bird, sorry. Maybe this will bully you, like just the right amount to make you watch it, but
It's really good.
yeah, you need to, dude. So first time I watched it, kind of hated it. I don't know why that's my initial reaction to everything, but I don't know. I think I wasn't old enough to fully understand, and also I think in a way it resonated too much and it made me uncomfortable, so I felt attacked. But
Oh,
um,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, it's okay. No, but I no, I love Lady Bird. There's just so much that I relate to. I think the part that makes me relate the most is just the love that she has for Sacramento. And you say Sacramento or is it Sacramento?
I have never been, so I don't know how to actually say it.
Oh, I
But
guess
I
I'm
just
the one
kind of
that's from,
parrot.
yeah.
Yeah. I just kind of parrot what you say. Like any way you pronounce anything from California is how I say it because I don't know anything else.
Sacramento. I'll say Sacramento. I feel like she says Sacramento. Anyways,
Mhm.
she has a certain love for it that I have. I feel the same way about where I live, where it's kind of like a love hate. And dude, my favorite scene, very end when she's leaving a voicemail for her mom. She's talking about all of the how she felt emotional first time she drove through Sacramento, and all she says like all these bends that I've known my whole life, and and then like there you see all these shots of the town, and it's not even that they are pretty shots to me. It just like reminds me of how I see Dublin where I live, and
Mm.
like and it's more so like because like when I see it, to me Sacramento's kind of ugly, to be honest, like just like just like I don't know, just the buildings just like they don't look particularly pretty to me, but it's like
Mhm.
there's a way of how it is filmed and the way that that it's colored that feels like a memory, and it feels like how I'm looking at Dublin, like that feels like that's how I remember it, the way that they showed all those shots. But yeah, that's where a lot of my love for it comes. Just like the love that I have for where I live and
Mhm.
how we can just relate. But yeah, how about you?
Mm. I mean, I completely understand that in more of a perspective where I came home for the first time from New York, and I've always liked cities, like they're prettier to me. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
But when I came home, like recently, just as we're driving home, I realized like exactly how many trees we have. Like our whole backyard just is like, I don't even know how to explain it because it's not like, obviously it's not a forest, but there's
Mm-hmm.
so many like acres of trees.
That's
And then there's like,
crazy.
you can we walked all the way through once, and there was this giant sunflower field, and they're
Oh
so big and so beautiful. And there
my
was
God.
the guy that like owned it got mad at us, but we did take like a lot of pictures.
I
And
love
then like
sunflowers.
there's this place we used to call it Paradise when we were little, and we would walk through the woods, and then there were like these trails. You can't really get in there anymore, so it's almost like the memories just for the kids who went there when it was there.
Mm-hmm.
And which I find really, really special. Like it's one of the most like special things I feel like about that area to me. It's because we'd go back there and we'd go back on the trails, and like I don't know, we just vibe with our friends, but we were like 12 years old. maybe even younger. And it was just like one of those experiences. We'd go to this little cutout almost in it. And we just like, like hang out there with our friends. We were
Oh.
little, like we were having a great time. But to me, I think the reason that I loved Lady Bird so much, I didn't watch it for the first time until I watched it with you guys.
Mm.
But it was like, I don't know, the tension of her leaving. You know what I mean? It's never like, I feel like when I leave for anything, like a vacation, like to go back to college, whatever issues I had with whoever are never fully resolved. Like I'm always leaving like a little tension behind, and that really, I guess it resonated with me
Yeah.
because I don't know, I feel like that's like a constant in life. You're always kind of tense with someone before you're leaving, and I wonder if it's something that we create. Like if there's really there's an issue between you and whoever, you're fighting with or maybe not on good terms with. But
Mm-hmm.
if we do it to like distance ourselves because we know we're leaving, and I don't know, I think about that a lot. Like why I
Yeah.
pick certain fights and if they're really all that bad or if I just, I was ready
Yeah.
to leave and I wanted to leave the people behind too.
I think like where that tension comes from, because it's like you're not always fighting with the people that you're leaving, but
Mhm.
there's that tension, but there's also the tension of like, even if you love somebody, I don't know, I feel like there's always something before I leave that I don't say. And I'm wondering if I
Yeah.
should say it, even if it's like sometimes it is just a good thing, but I feel like I've
Mhm.
never left anybody and not felt like, oh, I wanted to say this, or like maybe I should.
Yeah, I feel that so often too. Even conversations, like when I finally like I'll say like goodnight to someone or I'll say like that's how I text you a million times after I say goodnight because I'm like, shit, I forgot to tell her this. Like I can't do anything with finality. Like it's always
Yeah.
there's always more I need to say and like sometimes it's really not necessary. Like I could just leave it.
Yeah.
You know?
I think
But
also, wait, what were we gonna say?
I'm sorry. No, I cut you off. I was going to talk about like this was just like something stupid, but one of my other favorite scenes is when she like goes wild immediately after she gets to New York. And like
Oh,
it's like her first taste of freedom and mine wasn't
yeah.
entirely like that. Like I did not end up in a hospital. However, it's like it was you can like I remember the feeling of like my first couple weeks I just lost my mind because I could do practically anything I wanted. And
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a kind of strict household. Like it's appended, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think about that a lot.
That's so weird to me when I saw her doing that. Well, I don't know, maybe you agree, but to me when I
Hmm.
when I watched her like do that when she finally got that freedom, it looked like she was just like really unhappy to me.
Hmm. I agree. I
Yeah.
think it's more about just wanting to like desperately wanting to experience something
Mm-hmm.
and
It's like that
not
quote.
getting to for years and years for whatever reason. And then you
Mm-hmm.
finally get to and you just like go a little overboard.
Yeah, and I think she was just kind of, I don't know, pushing down whatever she felt about her mom, and
Hmm.
I don't know, dude. I love the scene when she leaves for the airport. I feel like that captures
Hmm.
that. That is so, the way that you like, we were talking about this, how you like cry every single time you say bye to your parents.
Oh my
Like,
God, I
no matter
do.
what. Like, I do it too. Like, it's just, you can't help it. Anytime, it's like, sometimes it's not even like from a fight or anything. It's just the second you
Hmm.
turn around and start to walk away, I just feel emotional.
Right. I remember particularly like it was the first time I left was like really sad, obviously. But I cried a lot after my mom left because she dropped
Mm.
me off. But the time after like winter break where you're finally getting accustomed to like being with your family again and I went back, I just like sobbed. Like I turned around because I was getting on the Greyhound, and like it's also kind of embarrassing to cry in front of the person scanning your ticket. And like, and I turned around and my mom's like there just silently crying, and it broke my
Mm,
heart.
man.
It was the first time I was like, oh my God, I didn't want to go back at that point. Like I wanted to stay because I don't like the feeling I like the feeling of going new places and staying there for like a time, but
Hmm.
I don't like leaving people necessarily. I like leaving places a lot. It's like I'm definitely a leaver,
Oh
but
God, yeah, me too.
we're flighty.
Yeah, I get that. I get really excited in airports when you're like
Same.
walking through and you're like, you could literally go anywhere,
Hmm. Like
anywhere that
nothing's
you want.
stopping me. I could
Yeah.
spend all my money on like a plane ticket anywhere and it wouldn't even
Yeah.
matter. Like I
That's
could.
crazy
No
to
one's
me.
gonna tell me no.
Yeah, I get so hyped about that. But yeah, in the case of like leaving somebody, it's like so different. I always I don't know, kind of lost my thought there, but it's just a yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else?
Not really on like that note, but do you want to talk about our favorite scenes?
Oh, yes. Do you have one?
I have a few. So obviously, I think we both really love the two bad decisions scene because I just think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
funny. And like it's one of those fights where you like check your best friend and it just I don't
Oh,
know. I
yeah.
love that scene because it's so much tension is just released at once.
I love
And it's
it.
like it's simultaneously awful but just so good because you're like, "Oh my god, they're fighting," but it
Yeah.
would like needed to be put on the table. You know what? It was such a good scene. I love that scene. And
I
it's
also
really funny to me.
I love when people get so mad. Like I do this. When you get so mad that you're just saying anything. It has nothing to
Right.
do with whatever you were talking about.
Right. If I get in a fight with like one of my parents, I will bring up politics. It has nothing to do with the conversation, but I just lump it all in together because like you almost remember something you were angry about, like something very minuscule,
Hmm. And it pisses
however
you
long
off
ago.
more. Yeah.
And you're like, well, you did this too. And I don't know, it
Yeah.
feels like we're just piling things on top of each other, and that's kind of what that scene was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. To explain that scene, um, basically, Lady Bird and her best friend Julie, they're arguing about how Lady Bird ditched her pretty much for the popular kids. And
Mm-hmm.
Julie, I don't know, Lady Bird switches. Oh no, she said no, Julie says that you can't do anything without being the center of attention. And then Lady Bird says like, "Well, your mom's tits are fake." And like
That's what I mean, the pile up. Like, it's so good.
no, but that's if you like hear our intro song, those are the lines from
Mm-hmm.
that scene, and that's why we named our podcast after those lines.
Right, right. Because then she goes, Julie goes, she made one bad decision at 19. And then Lady Bird goes, two bad decisions. And it sends me every time.
Oh, it's so good. Oh
But I also really like the implications of that. Like her mom in the same year, in the same 12 months, had both a boob job and a child.
my.
Which begs the question, did she get pregnant immediately after the boob job? Or like was she pregnant when she had it? Because you're pregnant for 9 months. Like
Wait,
there's
am I stupid? I never interpreted it that way.
that's why I thought it was so funny. Like, did her mom get a boob job and then like everyone loved her and immediately got pregnant? Or was it like
I thought the two
she
bad decisions were because there are two tits. Like I thought that's what we were talking about.
oh, I always thought it
Oh my
was
god, we that's
she had
fine.
her at 19.
Oh
Wait.
my god, it could be either way. I wouldn't be surprised.
I thought she meant like I don't even know. She meant like, oh,
Yeah,
you
like
your
you
tits are fake
and
and you had a child.
yeah. Oh my
Like you
god.
and her tits suck.
Like
Like
that's so funny. I thought it was like not one, but she had two
she
boobs,
only
therefore
gets
two.
one boob done.
Which one would you get done if you had only one?
Let me check. Right.
um,
What about you?
left.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
So we have opposite favorite boobs.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Well, actually, I picked the weaker one.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Oh, okay. That did.
But
Never
either
mind.
way.
Me. That did not compute in my brain.
Oh my god. Okay, I need to talk about this scene. I think about it all the time because it like resonated with me, but also I hated this scene and I loved it and I don't even know how to explain it. Maybe it's because I'm a Timothy Chalamet stan, but
Okay.
it's not the good girl scene. I still don't like
Good.
that much. Like TikTok ruined that for me. But I really liked that scene. Well, I liked it as a scene. I didn't like what happened in the scene. I liked when Kyle told Ladybird, like, you'll have so much unspecial sex in your life. And I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
first of all, you suck. Like, that's an awful
Mm-hmm.
thing to say to someone. But it also felt like it just portrayed to me when, like, you know, when men use something that's like technically true to invalidate your feelings about it.
Yeah, we love to be gaslit. Love
It,
that. By these
that's the word.
scrawny boys like these.
Right. No, they really do it to me. They really do. But I that just like did something to me. Where like, yes, that's technically true and like profound. And he's like an e-boy, but like not an e-boy because that wasn't a thing when Lady Bird was made. But he's all edgy and
Mm-hmm.
grunge and like
Ugh.
I totally get the desire to like impress someone like him because I also would like to impress someone like him. But at the
Yeah.
same time, that's such a stupid thing to say, even if it is true. Like that doesn't
It doesn't have to be that way. You know what I mean? It's
right.
like it's if you want to have unspecial sex, then go ahead, Kyle. Like
Oh my god. Kyle was awful,
he really
But
was.
like, I saw this thing about a cut scene that they wanted to do with like his father's funeral, or like, I think Lady Bird was supposed to open a newspaper and like see his father's obituary in there,
Hmm.
and that like, I don't know, that like kind of made it didn't make me like him, but it gave me some insight into why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
Like it because
I
the way he
yeah.
is in the movie, he's just like being like that to be like that. He's just trying to be edgy and cool and different
Mm-hmm.
and like but maybe he just like has this view on life that's so awful because his father's been dying. Like
Yeah.
or some like terminal illness or something and he just
Maybe that's why he's
doesn't
so
care about
pessimistic.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I that's interesting. I
Mm-hmm.
think my
Like
initial
just
thought
what?
is I understand. I understand why
Mm-hmm.
they cut it out. I think
Right.
like I think that would have almost justified some
Yeah.
some actions. Like it's good to know why people do things, but I think
Mm-hmm.
maybe they wanted to focus on just Lady Bird, which makes sense. But
Yeah.
that is an
Yeah.
interesting thing to write into the story, and it does make a lot of sense.
I think it was just so crazy how one scene can change your entire perspective of a character. Like, yeah, what he did, like, he shouldn't,
Hmm.
it felt like he used her, to me at least. It felt
It felt
like,
like that too. Yeah.
yeah, like, I don't know. That's just how it felt to me. But maybe other people have different interpretations. But I don't know. That was like, he still did that. But in my head, that like changed his character a little bit for me. And I think if it were like canon, like if it were included in the actual movie, I'd feel way different about him.
Hmm.
But I don't because it wasn't. I just think that's so cool how like one he doesn't even have the line in it. He wasn't even supposed to be in it. But,
Hmm.
or maybe he was. I
Yeah.
think there was also a scene they were going to film his funeral, like his dad's funeral.
That's
But
crazy.
how that one scene like changed the entire meaning of or the entire like character for me.
I think that's why she cut it out. I don't think she wants you
Yeah,
to like relate to him too hard.
right. I don't think she wants you to have sympathy for him.
Yeah.
But I just think it's I don't know. I find that really interesting. Or if you really like a character in a TV series, or you really don't like one, rather, and then they do something just like one line or one thing that kind of changes your mind about them. I don't know. I think it's interesting that it's so easy for people to like change their. We were talking about this earlier too, like with the whole Shane Dawson, Tati, like James Charles situation, and we were watching. Me and Han stayed up so late to watch
Dude, yeah.
Trisha Paytas's video on it, and like all the comments were super positive and like very like oh my god I can't believe Trisha's like like da 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 and
Yeah.
I was like she didn't speak out about Black Lives Matter, she's transphobic, she's an awful person,
Yeah,
but
she says
yet
one
she
right
did
thing and now we've
right.
forgiven her for some
And
reason.
it's wild to me how quickly even like because I was like oh my god people switch up so fast, but then I was thinking about it, I'm like I would have switched up so quickly if Kyle had that scene in there.
For
So like
sure.
me, I'm not removed from that, but like I observe people where I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe you're like, why did you switch up like that? But I do all the
I
time.
think, we can't help it.
Right.
It's
I think we
natural.
want to like people. Like honestly, we're both really apprehensive people, but I think it's just kind of like nature to want to like people. You know, not to or not even necessarily like, but not think they're awful people.
Yeah, for sure. We're also just like presented with a lot of information, just like
Mm-hmm.
on social media and in the news all
Mm-hmm.
the time. I feel like, I don't know, just like the way that so many things are coming out, you're just prone to taking in a lot of information and therefore, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
including it in the way that you look at things. And therefore,
Right.
getting that one little piece about Kyle could easily change your whole view on him.
Yeah, I think about that scene a lot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, one that I think about. It's the one where they're shopping for her dress, I think for Thanksgiving. Or is it for yeah, for Thanksgiving to go
Mm-hmm.
to her first boyfriend's house. And
Oh
it's when
god.
they're arguing and they're like mid arguing and then they pull out the perfect dress and they're like, "Oh my God, it's perfect. I love it." You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah,
they're like mid
when they're like
argument.
TJ Maxx.
Yeah, they're like mid argument and
That's
then
what it reminds me
switches
of.
so fast. I felt that.
Dude, I do that so often with people. Like, I'll do that with my mom too, all the
Yeah, me
time.
too.
We'll
I
be
think that's
mid
such a mom
argument. I'll be
thing.
like, it really is. I also like I feel like this is just a really good example of a lot of like parent child relationships that, the but do you like me scene,
Mm-hmm.
where it's another like dress scene where is she trying on her prom dress
I think
or
so.
trying to find a, and her mom says something like it's too pink or whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
around that time.
Yeah.
But I love that so much where people like the idea that someone can love you but not necessarily like you. And
Yeah, I can relate on that.
I feel that way about a lot of people. Like maybe people I'm not friends with anymore where I'm like, I like you, but I don't really like you as a person. I think you're
Mm-hmm.
kind of awful. Like but
Yeah.
for that to be between a mom and a child and for like your mom not to be able to say she likes you, like that would
Yeah.
suck.
I think that Marion, Lady Bird's mom, just holds a lot of pride.
Mm-hmm.
Hard for her to admit something or when she's
Right.
wrong.
Like all the oh my god, that scene with all the letters she's writing like crumpled up because she can't express herself to her
Mm-hmm.
child.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah. And like you just know there's the intention to be a good mother there, but
She
she's like
misses
just
sometimes.
shy of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's getting there, but it's like something's missing.
For sure. Yeah, so that's our love for Lady Bird and
Mm-hmm.
how we can relate to it. But anyways, I wanted to go into another story and it seems unrelated right now. Promise it's not. Just stick with us, okay? So, I'm going to get into it. This is called the toaster story.
Oh my god, I forgot we were gonna like include that whole part.
Oh yeah, I was so ready this whole time. I love telling the toaster story.
It's amazing. I love this story.
Okay, so we go back to, was it last semester?
I think it was spring semester.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
um we go back to spring semester hand. She really wants toasted bread for some reason, craving it. We're not allowed to have toasters in our building. We do have a communal toaster in the kitchen.
It's
It's
disgusting.
really gross. And like the fact that I have to go down in the elevator with my piece of bread that I want to toast is truly offensive.
Awful.
So yeah, so I go to Target, pick up this $10 toaster. It's so cheap. It looks like it's gonna fall apart. Um, and yeah, the dial on it, it's a normal dial. It goes up to 10. So, first night that I got it, it was only $10. I was so hyped. So I'm ready.
We love bargains
Bargain
with the
deal.
Z.
So I'm so ready to get this perfectly toasted bread. So I put it on 3.5. I feel like that's not even that bad. 3.5 is a really, it's a really low number because it goes
I
up to
just know
10.
what's gonna happen.
Like it goes up to 10. I picked 3.5. That's really reasonable. So put my toast in there. A couple minutes later, fire alarms going off, room full of smoke. I was freaking out, dude.
Toast black.
It was burnt. It was gone. It was just like a piece of rock, charcoal. It was gone. And I'm freaking out. The alarms are going off. It's so loud. I'm like,
it didn't go off on my floor though, so I think
it
we're
was
set.
either my floor or like my room. But either way, I thought in my head I had set off the entire building for some reason. I don't know. I just in my head thought it was like everybody was going to be evacuated and then I was going to be the girl with the toaster that we're not even supposed to have and I set it on fire and I was
gonna get evicted. For a toaster over a contraband toaster.
So I'm like freaking out. I don't know what to do. The alarms are going off. So I unplug it and I'm walking around with it like in a panic in my room. So I'm scared of getting evicted, but also I'm scared that they're gonna come and take away my toaster. It was only $10, but I was like, they're gonna come take it. Like I don't want them to confiscate it and like I want to keep it for some reason. That's definitely not how fire alarms work, but for some reason I thought they would know that it went off in exactly my room. I feel like that's not
I
how
thought
that
they
works.
would too, because we each have fire alarms.
Yeah, I don't know, but basically, I don't think that's how that works. And also, they never came. But anyways,
Our building.
I didn't know that, so I was freaking out. I wanted to save my toaster. I didn't want it to get taken away from me. So Alarms are still going off, and I go into my bathroom, and I just place the whole toaster with the bread in it in my shower. Close the shower curtain, and I'm like, the room is like smoky as hell. I was like trying to fan it, and like it's going nowhere. The windows are closed. Like I'm just fanning it in the room. But anyways, like I think only 2 minutes passed, but it felt like 10. But
Mhm.
yeah. So I'm freaking out. This burnt piece of toast is just in my toaster in the shower. And then I was like, no, they're gonna come in and they're gonna know they can smell it like they're gonna come in. I don't have I told you this? How about how like
The
I
closet.
removed it from the
Yeah.
shower. I moved my luggage, and then I put the toaster in the closet, and then put the luggage back in the hide. And this poor piece of bread is still there. It's still there to this day. No, not to this day. Why did I
To
say
this
that?
day.
I got carried away. It's not. I threw it away.
Ooh,
But
I had to like hold back my laughter. It makes me laugh so hard.
But yeah, eventually the alarm stopped. But I thought like the
Mm.
whole building evacuated. I thought it was all my fault. But yeah,
Oh my
to
god.
this day,
Um,
have not gone anywhere past 3.5. You can only go to like 0.5, or the most is like 1.5, or else it's burnt.
my suggestion is put it on solid 10, but we have to find a place that's like outdoors and has an
It
outlet.
just explodes.
I'm ready. I can't wait for that day. I can't wait. As soon as you get a new toaster, that is what we're doing. We will find an outdoor outlet. And then we will run before we get accused of arson. Oh, but so that's why we have a toaster on our graphic. But it also is like reflective of the fact that we both made two really bad decisions within the span of 24 hours in the same building, and we each set off alarms.
Yeah.
Mine was less interesting, but
No, but it's
Han was
like
cooking,
the idea, right? The idea that my toaster did that, and then
and then
elsewhere,
I said,
this was happening.
then
Like,
I was the one that did this. And it wasn't even like an item. I did this on my own. But I, Han was making dinner, and she was down in the kitchen, and I just wanted to sit with Han because I wasn't making anything, but I just wanted to chill. And in my there are two sets of staircases. I have to paint you a picture real quick. And one, like, you can use to go through different floors, but you can't use it to go to the first floor because it's an emergency exit. I hope you all see where I'm going with this. And I would use that one a lot to go from my room to Han's room, especially when I lived on the third floor, because they literally led right to each
Mhm.
other. And so I'd use it all the time, but it also worked when I was on the fifth floor. So in my head, I'm like, I'm going to Han. So I need to use the hand staircase, but I actually needed to use the other staircase in which I could walk all the way down to the first floor. I don't know why I didn't just use the elevator. This still like these questions ring in my head. But I decided, my brain just went, you're going to Han. So I went down the staircase that has an emergency exit.
No.
And I got to the second floor. And let me tell you, one, I can't see very well.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's a thing. Even with
Practically
my
blind,
glasses.
dude.
Yeah, it's real bad. But I also just zone out for long periods of time. And sometimes, like, I don't really know where I am. So I'm going down the steps, and as I hit the second floor, an alarm just goes, real loud. And I'm panicking. And I don't know what to do. And I also know, I'm like, there's probably cameras, right? If there's an alarm. So I just sit there waving, like, waiting for someone to look at me and, like, reprimand me. I stood there for a full minute waiting for someone to come and reprimand me. And then I see the sign on the wall that says, do not go past here or you will be evicted within 24 hours. And I went, holy shit, I'm going to get evicted.
Oh my
God. So I promptly exit the stairwell, and I'm on the second floor, mind you. I get in the elevator to go down to the first floor because I'm so panicked.
Oh my god.
Didn't use the other set of staircase. Just went in the elevator, and I go downstairs, and I go into, like, the kitchen area shaking, and I tell Han what happened. And I was like, I gotta go to the front desk. I gotta tell him what happened.
Why did you do that?
I go to the front desk, and I tell on myself, and they were like, I knew the girl. I went to like a painting night with her once,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, I think she was an RA. And I looked at her, I'm like, I went down the wrong stairwell. Please don't evict me. I didn't know. I didn't see the sign. I was just so zoned out. And she was like, it's okay. Like, she like,
Yeah.
and she was like cooing at me. She was like, that's so wholesome. Like, I wouldn't have done
Oh.
that. And I was like, ma'am, you like underestimate my fear of authority. So like, I was ready to come back home and all my shit would be on the sidewalk.
Oh
I
my
I
God.
was panicking so badly. But that's the story of the time that me and Han set off building alarms in the same like 24 hours,
Yeah.
which is like two bad decisions.
Yeah. So
That
that's where
kind
we
of
got
like,
all that.
yeah, it kind of sums us up.
Dude, there's so much
So
to unpack. There's so much
there's so
in your
much.
story. Like, why did you stand and wave? Why did you think there was a camera? There are no
I
cameras there,
don't
right?
know. There was no camera. There was like no cameras in the building.
You waving
We
at no cameras.
Oh my God, it's so, I think about that all the time because if there weren't cameras, imagine you just see this stupid girl zoned out going down the fire exit. And then she sets off an alarm. I thought it was a building alarm as well. I thought I really messed up. Like I thought, and she just sits there and waves at you after. Like I would be like, we need to admit her somewhere. Like man, something's wrong.
That's so funny.
But yeah,
Also,
that's the story of how it came to be.
dude, you having authority issues is such a personality inconsistency.
It really
Like
is because
if anyone has met you, you're not fearful or nervous, really.
right. I mean, sometimes,
But not like
but
you're pretty
rarely.
chaotic and pretty like I don't know, like it's not a bad thing. It's just like ready to speak
Right,
up and
right.
ready to I don't know, ready to fight, dude, and that's a good thing.
Yeah,
But suddenly
constantly
you're
on like
turning
on the
yourself
edge.
in. Like
Why did I do? I was at like a Black Lives Matter protest, like screaming my head off, but I'm still scared of authority. Like, I'm still like, wait, but do you want to order? Like, what's wrong with me?
That's so funny.
But yeah, my authority issues are very, very inconsistent with how I actually act. Like I'm a lot meaner and always on edge and always ready, like to fight someone. And I, no clue why. No clue why I have an issue specifically with like cops, with like just like building owners, like because
Oh
I feel like
yeah.
they could kick me out. I have very specific authority issues.
That's so
Don't know
funny.
why.
Oh,
Could not tell
we
you.
have to
Also,
expand.
other people's parents.
Oh,
That's a big
oh
one.
my God, really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm I feel like parents
Huge
like me.
authority issue. They like me because I'm scared of them.
Oh my God.
Like I will not do anything wrong in their
I feel
presence
like
ever.
I don't know, I get nervous because I really want them to
Mm-hmm.
like me.
Same, but mine's just. Have you ever had someone else's parents yell at you?
No, never.
That has happened to me, and
Oh, that
I
would traumatize me. Yeah.
could have like I needed to leave. I was like, I gotta go. But yeah, that's our kind of concept behind what we did. It was a mix of our experiences in New York, like just like little anecdotes,
Mm-hmm.
and our love for Ladybird.
Woo!
So, woo! Oh, voice crack.
Oh, but yeah, that, yeah, we just
Oh,
wanted to, explain all that to you guys and,
yeah. Feels
oh,
like a good thing to say in the second episode. Also, we have to plug our resources list that we're compiling. And
yes.
we're going to update it fairly regularly and try to stay on top of the current petitions. Like, we're going to remove petitions once they've met their goal to try and promote new ones.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, right now, we have a lot of resources for Black Lives Matter, but we're going to work on more like LGBTQ plus resources and stuff. I have a lot of like literature I recently got, and I will review them. If anyone's interested in that, I'll give you like a
A little
what I
rundown.
took out of it, a little snippet, be like, this is what I took out of it, and I think you should read it, or like, here's my rating, here's what I learned. But if anyone's interested in that, let me know.
Yeah, we'll put it down below. It's
Yeah.
just a Google Doc that everyone can look at.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we have an Instagram. It's at two bad decisions pod. Had a hard time with that. Again, I need to stress that we have spent hours trying to make a theme. We need you to follow. Put hours
It's real
into this.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's really cute actually.
I really like it.
Yeah, I think
It's gonna look even better when we finally get to like we get all like our meet the creator stuff,
out of the way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
It's gonna look real cute.
yeah, I'm so excited. But yeah, next week we're gonna be putting out, I think, 2 episodes next week, just to
Yep.
jumpstart the content.
And then it's going to be once a week on Wednesday, 11 a.m. in hands time. And
Woo!
I've heard it switches from PST to PDT,
It has.
like the
I was
abbreviation.
confused by that, but I just accepted that you were right when you were typing it.
Yeah, it was. Someone said it's PST when it's November to a certain date, and then it's PDT when it's like June or so. I can't remember the
That's
dates.
weird.
Yeah, it's something with daylight savings times. I do not understand it. That's just what it told me on Google.
Okay, so yeah, California time, 11 a.m. We'll be
Mm-hmm.
releasing our episodes.
Yep,
So,
yep. And if anyone's from Ohio,
woo!
that's oh my god, map 2
I
p.m.
just burped a little.
Love that.
Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.